Davis, and I am back with Mental Health Chats. And I'm really excited because we've got the lovely Philip Bowles with us today. Hello, Philip. How are you?
Very well indeed, Claire. Great to be here.
Thank you so much for being here, Philip. And what Philip is going to talk about today is how to retain a resilient team, which is so important. So first of all, Philip, whereabouts are you located so everybody knows?
Okay, I'm located in the City of London. I work for a company called Mantel Associates, and we are the life science and pharmaceutical sector. We cover the C-suite market.
Oh, wow. Very interesting. So you've told us a little bit about yourself. What I'd love to find out is what is your experience? Is your real sweet spot of what you do?
Okay, my sweet spot is talent acquisition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love talent acquisition, the engaging with people, the selling the opportunity internally to come and work for a company. I like speaking to people. That engagement is a real driver for me, and also getting to know people. I think we're in the people industry. We want to communicate with people,
Yeah.
and it's so important. So I love selling the opportunity and giving them a picture of what it's like to work at a company. That's a great opportunity. So it's quite a privilege. I'm almost like the ambassador for the company. I'm on the front line. So I do that. Yes, I've done a bit of training in the past, some coaching as well. But one thing that is particular hot for me is the mental health side, how our staff utilise their mental health and how they keep on top of it. So
that's absolutely brilliant. And what I love about what you do is working with people is that we need to be resilient. We really do need to be resilient in this job market, and we need to develop resilient teams. So what does it mean if a team is working together and being resilient?
absolutely, great question. It's belief. It's empowering people. It's growth. It's honesty as well, because when people face resilience, they naturally, they're going to be honest. If they're in a team, you can identify that, how people are indestructible. It's a great vibe. And I've worked in teams where once you hit that rhythm and that resilience, everybody is working together and it just flows. It's security as well. People want to work together in this group, this huddle, and you are seeing success. And also it's empowerment for these individuals. They start to understand their own strengths, but also the strengths of people around them. So seeing a team with different values work together, but have that resilience is absolutely fabulous. And from my memory, when I was still in recruitment, having a team that worked so well was fantastic. And I've been lucky to work with many great teams, very diverse teams as well. So yeah, to me, it's about the belief. That's what happens in the results.
I love that word. I love the word belief. And I'm motivated just listening to you because we want to get our teams to that stage of performing at their best. And when we perform at our best, we do bounce back. We're more resilient. We persevere a lot more because we don't want to lose our staff. The problem we've got in this climate is that there is such a low, there's a skill shortage. There's a high skill shortage. So if we lose our staff who are resilient, it's going to be a detriment to us. So what we want to do is really think about, instead of having to replace these great staff, what can leaders do to ensure they don't lose their staff when they get to that exciting, motivated stage that you were just talking about, Philip?
Everything, and I say this all the time to people here, listen and communicate. Okay? The more you communicate, the more you listen, but also do some self-reflection as a manager, where, perceptual position yourself in their shoes. What are they going through? And that's one of the biggest things. I know EQ is probably the most sought after skill in our industry. That emotional intelligence, communication, but also identifying where you've got those signs of disengaged people. That's what it's all about. And that's hard to pick up on. But if you have emotional intelligence, you then can start to gauge how resilient these people are when they're hitting a low, but how you support them. And to me, it's always about, it's honesty and being brutally honest. I've got numerous occasions where I've seen vulnerability from people above me, and that vulnerability immediately buys in
Yeah.
So absolutely, it's collaboration, it's communication, it's that self-reflection. So look, where am I going? What do I need to do?
Yeah.
So that's how you retain people, will certainly retain that resilience.
Oh, I love that. And I love the fact that you mentioned EQ, because something that I work with my clients on is actually the next step up to EQ. The next step up to emotional intelligence is positive intelligence. So it's all about the mental fitness and retraining the brain.
Yes.
And it's fantastic to retrain the brain from that negative brain in our amygdala to the positive brain here in the prefrontal cortex.
Yeah.
And what I find is that leaders really work on this mental fitness, the positive intelligence to build the resilience. So what do you suggest, other than EQ, that leaders can do to help their teams persevere in challenging times?
Absolutely. I think it's looking at their own drive. Look, to me, resilience sits with what my own drivers are. My driver is fear of failure. Okay.
Yes.
So that's why I've got resilience, because throughout my recruitment career, I've always wanted to deliver a good job. So I think it's getting to the root cause of that individual to identify, look, let's talk about your resilience. What are your drivers? I think drivers and values sit very closely with resilience, but that is just my interpretation.
Yeah.
But I want to deep dive into find out exactly why they're here, why they're in this job, what they want to achieve, but also then look at the resilience. Because look, people go through challenges. I've got numerous people around me in my circle of influence who have been through challenges. A great one is my wife. She suffers ME. So she has to show amazing amounts of resilience to get up in the morning and swim a mile every morning in a pool and then come home and do her job. So to me, that's amazing.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
that is resilience. And she's
Yeah.
got her own drivers. Why? Because it helps her. So I see people like that and think, wow, how do you dig into that resilience? And it is just, it's listening to them. It always comes back to listening to really identify, how we unearth that resilience to keep it in check. And that's around mental health as well. Really keep an eye on their own mental health, like saying, how are you? Let's talk.
Yeah.
So this is why I do the welfare meetings.
Yeah. And it sounds to me like your wife is very solution focused, and it's actually been proven by research. Grant and O'Connor, who are from the University of Sydney, I love to mention them, they're from my hometown.
Of course,
And what they've found is that if we're more solution focused, if we're looking at the solution more than the problem, we do build our resilience. We're a lot more successful. We overcome our challenges.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that's what your wife does. And, many people who feel their resilience.
Yeah, and that's great with the solution. The best question is, what do you think you should do? That's how you naturally empower your staff. Rather than coming to you all the time, say, okay, what do you think you should do? And that's when you see the brain cogs going, and you can see the questions appearing in their head. And then they go, I should do this. Great, you've got it. Immediately, you're giving accountability and you're giving empowerment. And off they go, knowing that they've got your support and you're there in the peripherals, just keeping an eye. But that's what it's all about. I want people to grow. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's recruitment.
Grow, that growth mindset with Carol Dweck instead of the fixed mindset. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah.
Oh, Philip, you've given us so much information. I feel so enthusiastic now speaking to you. So thank you for your enthusiasm and so many insights. And I think a lot of people who will be watching this could take these insights away and work on them. So what I would love you to tell everyone now is, where can people find you so that they can get in touch, because they want to be motivated by you as well.
Well, I live on LinkedIn. I virtually live on LinkedIn. So look, reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm always available. Much to my wife's disgust, I'm always available on LinkedIn. So reach out to me. LinkedIn, my profile's on there. And I'm happy to engage with anybody. It's that simple, always pay it forward.
Love it.
That's what it's all about.
Thank you so much, Philip, for all your wise words, and take care.
Real pleasure. Real pleasure. Thank you, Claire.